Hello and welcome to Minerals, Rocks, and Fossil Talks. I'm your mineralogy teacher, Jen, and it's time for Wordplay Wednesday. You've probably heard the terms soluble and insoluble. If not from me, at some point in your science learning, it's a very important part of science. It's an important identifier for different substances, including minerals. Solubility is the ability of a solute to dissolve in a solvent, usually water but not always, to form a solution. The word soluble comes from the Latin solubilis, meaning to loosen. Therefore, something insoluble cannot be loosened or dissolved. Makes sense, right? So, in order to be soluble, it means that the bonds are loosened and they break apart into charged ions, and they float around in solution until the water evaporates, and then those bonds reconnect, causing minerals to recrystallize, like our halides. So this is just like a simple list of the general rules of how you know something is soluble. So soluble salts include group 1 elements, so those are our alkali metals, things like potassium and sodium, things that make up our halides, which we've been talking about all month. Ammonium is soluble, the nitrate ion is also. Then chlorine, bromine, and iodine also, which for a lot of these halides are the other part, because a lot of them are chlorides. And then sulfate ions. These are all soluble pieces. And then insoluble things are things like silver, sulfides of transition metals, carbonates, chromates, and phosphates. So these are all things that can make minerals. So if you have minerals that have these pieces, you could tell whether they're going to dissolve or not because of the pieces that are in them. So a lot of our halides are soluble. Halite, fluorite, sylvite, they all dissolve in water and then reprecipitate out when the water evaporates. So that's how you get an evaporated mineral. Well, thanks for coming to today's lesson, and make sure you tune in tomorrow to start our new month and our new topic, which is soils. I know, it may not sound terribly exciting, but there is an insane amount of information that you can get from soils, and there's actually lots of different types of soils and sedimentation and all of that. And it's very important to get into before we start talking about sedimentary rocks and all of that fun stuff. So, I promise you, it'll be more exciting than you think. And tomorrow will be all about the father of soil science. So, fossilize later.